Hello, hello, welcome guys. Come on in. How's everyone doing? Who else is shocked that we're planning May already? But hey, that's what we're going to do because we want it to be amazing. So we want to create a plan for it that's going to make us productive, efficient, happy. Happy would be good, right? Let's see ourselves with a month that actually feels good, that fulfills us, checks all the boxes that we need to do, and makes us happy. Like I said, happiness is important. Good evening, Vamika. Hello, how's it going? Okay, guys, we are going to give everyone just a minute to dive on in. How has April been treating you? How have things been going? Have you checked most of the boxes that you were hoping to check? What kind of things got in the way? I had, let's see. How did I do? My developmental editing course is on track, but that is very helpful when you have an instructor that puts a deadline on things. Not a self-imposed one, right? So that's been good. I think some of our writing lives have been awesome, and I think everyone's rocked it for Camp Nano this year participating, and those are just getting their words done for their next book. Everybody's been productive and doing an awesome job this month, so congrats. Let's see. The one goal I think I opened, it was my teeny tiny small goal. I think I did it once for like five minutes or something, but I guess I started, so I'll take that as a win. Okay, going good. We got done at work earlier, so got a nap in as on call for the rest of the weekend. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you got off early, at least today. That's good. Elizabeth, hello. Rita, this has been a challenging month, but I also got lots of chapters revised this month, so that's perfect. And there's nothing wrong with having a challenging month. They happen. It's just more that we want to be able to get back on track, right? That's really what it's about. I mean, things are going to happen. We're going to get derailed. We're going to get sidelined. We're going to get distracted. But when we pull ourselves back in and we say, okay, what was I trying to do? What did I need to do? And we have a plan. And we're back in there, right? Let's see, Elizabeth, I am happy with what I accomplished with my writing this month. Very cool. Mine is going, I broke the plan down one way, and I kind of really went through it really quickly, but I'm kind of glad that I did, because now I have time within the plan to actually get that review in, and I was able to sort of start the review part sooner, and I'm able to really make the story much more solid and visual because of that. The first pass was very, very internal. A lot of it was in our head. And by doing the outline first, I was really able to see that. What does she physically need to be doing to move things forward? And then how is that impacting her? How does that make her feel? What is that doing to the relationships around her, right? And that's kind of really been helping me to, by having that plan and being able to move through it strategically and a little bit faster than I thought, I've had extra time, which was nice. That was a bonus for sure. Okay, guys, we are going to get started. So who wants to plan your epic story? We're going to make May amazing. The weather's going to be cheering up. The warmth will be coming our way, which I'm so ready for. Today is a bit cool. We had a couple warm days, and it's like, come back, come back. I'm ready. I don't know about you guys. I want the heat. I want a little warmth. So we have our template. If you haven't already downloaded it, it's in the description. So we've got our first page, which is all about the ordinary world. This is our normal lives. These are the things that we're kind of obligated to do. These are the things that we've chosen to do. Often chosen's an interesting word because it is, yeah, we've agreed to do it, but is it really what we want to be doing? And a lot of very often we have ourselves doing things that either we kind of have to or we agreed to for other reasons, and we didn't really think about how that was going to impact us. So that's what this page is all about. They've got a couple pages here for setting out our 6 goals, from our I must statement to where we are on the map right now, the journey we'd like to take over the next 31 days, and then the wonders that we're going to find on the other side. That's our checklist, all the things we want to click off, right? And say that we did. And then finally, we have our itinerary for the month. I did not put any lines on this because I wanted you to be able to write it sort of vertically, the 6 goals, and break them down. But I also want you to have the room to work as you need. Maybe you'll prefer to do just the 6 of them written stacked on top of each other. I wrote them that they were each week what it was, and then in columns. And I didn't even bother to draw lines. I just let the white space speak for that. So either way will work. But that's why we don't really have such a tight grid on this one. Okay, guys. Picture this. The protagonist, you, stands in a place of discontent, longing for something. Close your eyes. What world do you see? What are you doing? Who is beside you? What do you feel? What do you value? What matters to you? Name it all, give it shape, and give shape to this world you hope to create. Because really, step by step, we're just taking our baby steps together, right? But we really do know, we want to know what we want and why we want it, so that we can actually feel really good about it at the end and feel fulfilled. So our first little exercise is going to be that upper left-hand box on the first page, and that is the picture this. And it'll just give you an opportunity just to take a couple minutes to write down some of those high points of what you see for yourself in the future. And this doesn't have to be just in the next 30 days. This can be longer range, something that you're working toward. Okay, guys, let's give you 2 minutes here, and let's just figure out what that looks like. Just give it some flavor, some taste. Make it delicious, guys. And let's go. I'll see you on this side too. Okay. Oh, thank you. Uh, I tightened my view in a little bit on this one. I just went with a quarter for the next 2 months to give myself a nice vision. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't hold myself to the 2 months. I'm actually looking ahead to Q4 and seeing something in my hands that I have created, and see it actually come to fruition. That's my goal. See this book out there in the world. What did you guys come up with? Elizabeth, me too. I want the heat. Oh yeah, this cool, moist, humid, yuck, I'm done with it today. Well, let's see. Rita for 2024 self-published 2 books. I'm sorry. And my first grandbaby will be born in May. Oh, congrats. Yeah, my first baby was born in May. It only makes sense. The hubby and I are, fall children, late fall children. Our children get to be spring and summer. That works for me. Okay, guys. Anyone else? I'm going to move forward as you guys share. So the ordinary world. For this one, we are going to use the template, the rest of the template that is there, the major conflicts, the important dates, the important tasks, the May calendar there, and we're going to remind ourselves of our commitment through the commitment statement. Characters have to change. Change is uncomfortable, but without it, nothing can be different. And we're all here because we want more for ourselves. We have dreams, and we want to start taking steps to make them a reality. Definitely. Elizabeth, in my mind, I see myself holding my novel in my hands next year and then seeing reviews online of my novel. I feel blessed that I will be making a difference. Yes, I love that. Hey, Melissa, welcome. Yes. So guys, we are looking at making changes because face it, if we were doing the things that worked for us, we would already have these things. So we got to kind of figure out how to get there, what to stop doing, what to start doing, and make it happen. Let's see, Elizabeth. What matters to me is being able to write from my heart and spirit and not hold back on what needs to be written. Beautifully said. I love that, Elizabeth. All right, guys. Oh, but we do have laundry to do. This is the ordinary world. It is filled with distractions that we can't ignore. Or we can't ignore for long anyway, right? But if we know what is coming at us, we can take back some control. That's the goal. I also see myself being way more organized than I am now. My living space is quite messy. And I don't know if I'll get to it today. As of tomorrow, I'm going to move around this space. I have purchased multiple totes and decorative boxes, and I'm going to make this room finally do what I want it to do for me. It kind of works, but I'm sort of tired of I want it to work for me. I envision a certain way for it, and I vision being able to use it in multiple ways, and I want different spaces that will allow me to be creative differently in them within the same space. It's not a big room. It's not a huge room, I should say, but it's big enough that I can create this for myself. And I think it'll go a long way to really focusing me in on the things I want to do. Let's see. YouTube is a distraction. If I let it, my mind is my biggest distraction for most of us, right? YouTube shorts are distracting for me. Oh, they're dangerous. They don't end. They keep going, and before you know it, you've watched, the one little one you wanted to watch has now turned into, 5 or 10, and you're like, what am I doing? This is not the time. This is not how I want to spend my time, right? Especially if you only wanted to watch one. Like, it's too much. Okay, guys, so the first one we're going to start off with, I don't even put a timer for this one, it's whether or not you have it happening or coming at you, is major conflicts. This is breaks your routines. We're heading into spring and summer. Holidays will be happening. Kids will be out of school. Maybe shifts in work, things that might be a little bit different if you do seasonal work, any kind. If you're a teacher, then of course you'll be off for the summer, and all your normal routines are going to be, if not interrupted a little bit, maybe full on stopped, right? So what do you see coming your way? Do you have any vacations scheduled? Holidays that you're looking forward to that you want to get ahead of? We're kind of past the big ones, but that doesn't mean that maybe for your family there's something you want to put more energy into specifically. There's any surgeries that are coming. That's going to be a major interruption because you're not going to be yourself, and you're not going to be able to do the things that you normally do. Conferences are amazing. I love them, but every single time I've gone to one, that interruption for a few days messes me up. And it takes a few days to get back into rhythm, into routine. So even though it's a positive in one breath, it also has some negatives that go to it, right? Renovations, again, something that is going to kind of not necessarily work for you, because yes, it's a positive, you're improving your space, but there's lots of interruptions. Other people are in your house, they're making noise, or they're in the space that you need to work, right? And think about how that impact's going to be and how long will it take you to get back to normal. So if right now, just take a minute and just write down if you have a major conflict coming your way, and then basically what will this affect in terms of environment, your time, your ability to concentrate, and how can you avoid this conflict or get ahead of it? That's what we're looking to do. Let's see. You can get it. Oh yeah, 20 minutes will go by and I'm like, God, no, exactly. Having an injury and fatigue along with it is a major conflict, but I'm learning to work with my body instead of against it. I like that. Okay, guys, so I'll let you guys fill that in if you wanted to. Important dates. This one, we all have important dates. We have events, we have birthdays, we have appointments, we have commitments, and there's a space on here so you can write down your start time, your end time. You can put a little note about travel time. Maybe you want to arrive there. You get a doctor's appointment and it says you have to be there. Yeah, the appointment is at 2, but they want you to be there at 1:45. So little notes like that you can put in here. Action steps, prep, confirmation, and if you need the paperwork to be ready to go, get that filled out, printed out, whatever you need to do, signed, filled out, and somewhere where you won't forget it. That way you're not going to waste any time when you arrive and you can just hand it in. Okay, guys, let's take 2 minutes. I usually use a combination for this of my paper planner, my legend planner, and also my Google Calendar. So I highly recommend both. Okay, guys, let's dive on in and let's get pen to paper and figure out what May is going to be looking like and go. I didn't write it down. No. Oops. So what do we got from me? Yeah, it's down. Okay, what do we got? This is I think it was 426. $130 it looks like. Let's say 230. We have Mother's Day coming up right around the corner. The 12th. Oh, we also have, if I'm not mistaken, we have a double down day on the 4th. So let me write that down. Get that there. Okay. And Cinco de Mayo. Victoria Day. I'm gonna get that down there as well. Okay, let's see. My grandmother's birthday is on May 9th. She'll be 79. Awesome. Well, happy birthday to her. That's very cool. Let's see. My eldest has her birthday coming up as well. So let's do that. I feel like I was given another date in here to remember. And it is not. I'm going to have to go back through my previous pages and see if I noted this down. Here's one more in. I do have to get a grooming appointment going on here too, but I've noted that. I have not made that yet, but I am going to have to. Alright guys, how is May looking in terms of being busyness? I have 2 Zoom calls for 2 courses. I have a doctor's appointment I have to deal with for my daughter. Looks like we have Mother's Day. I think that's, yeah, Mother's Day is always in May. I do believe that's correct. And then for BC, or for Canada, we have Victoria Day. And I think you guys get Memorial Day, if I'm not mistaken. So I know that's somewhere in May as well. So some dates you might want to write down. So we have some important tasks to consider. Our exercise plan for the month. Are we going to go to the gym 3 times a week? Are we going to go for a walk 6 days a week? Whatever that looks like for you. Any house projects that you want to be getting done in May? Any deep cleaning or decluttering that you'd like to do? Any bill payments or taxes that you have to get done? And tax preparation. For us, taxes are done in April, so I'm halfway there. Hubbies and mine are done. I just got to do my girls and get them done. Both of them will be easy, so I got the nasty one out first. All right, guys, let's take 2 minutes and let's figure out what kind of important tasks we want to put into our plan for May. Things that we kind of may have put off because of the yucky, wet, cold weather. I definitely want to walk on the treadmill tonight. Sweet. Okay, guys, and I'll put that timer up for us. 2 minutes. Let's figure out what these look like and go. Mm. Journal. Okay, what did you guys come up with? Thank you for the reminder, Ashley. There's the way we set it up initially, it's gotten a bit unruly in there, and we need to get in that garage and make things right. It works, but it's a bit chaotic and it's not ideal, so we want to get that kind of sorted and put back. I have closets on the list, especially for my bedroom. My side of the closet was doing well. It's gotten a little chaotic. It needs a little TLC. So I'm going to give it to that. Give it that this month. And with the nicer weather, I want to go start hitting the gym with my daughter. I think that'd be kind of fun and nice. And I don't know about you guys. The idea of sounds so dumb. The idea of having to walk in the rain to get over to our clubhouse to work out. It's the rain part. I don't want to go out there in it. So bad. Let's see. Lori is here. Hello, hun. We have done important tasks, important dates, major conflicts, and picture this. So get caught up when you can. Those ones, I guess, are those are ordinary worlds. You've probably been at that one. You could probably catch up pretty fast. Let's see. Closets. Oh, I know. It's better than it was, but didn't quite get it completed as I wanted. Umbrellas exist. I know. So true. So true. I know. Bad. Right. Okay, guys. Rita, I really need to spend more outside time and get the upstairs mess under control. It's more of a storage spot, and my writing room needs help. Get back to decluttering. Yeah, this entire space behind me is going to get a full reset. Well, not full reset. Bookcases are staying where they are. They're attached to the wall. But everything else I want to get a nice little shift and declutter and just get it under control. Some things that have migrated down here that probably shouldn't be in this space, so I want that out, and I want it to just kind of get it back to looking and feeling the way that I like it. Right now I'm feeling like I'm closing in on this little space because the other's bugging me, and I don't want that, really. Okay, guys, at a glance, what days are you unable to or plan not to work this month? Cross them off. So that's what we're going to use that sweet little May calendar for, and just go through and just chop off the dates where you see something else is going to already be there, or they're your days off you've decided, or whatever works for you. Okay, so let's get a 2-minute timer up and work through that little tiny May calendar and go. That's the same costume. It's interrupted. Okay. Pardon me. Let's see, Lori. By the way, I'm officially retired. Woot woot. Yes, congrats, hon. That is awesome. You know what? Confetti. Congrats, hon. I love hearing this. Ah, so happy for you. What is your plans? Oh, that is awesome, hon. So I don't have any excuses not to get my projects done. Hey, but this is a change in your routine. You have more time, but you also have a new routine to get a new routine that's going to have to be created in place of what you're used to doing. Often when we're given the gift of time, we don't necessarily know how to use it because we're so used to putting things into the little spaces where we can, that when we get lots of time, then it takes us time to go, okay, well, I need to give myself some structure, and then you're actually able to get back on track. But remember, you still need that structure. Lori, as I said, I'm not planning on working any days this month. Well, these are the things that are going to be things that usually will. I should explain that as you don't think you will have the time in there, or you don't want to have. You're not going to use any time for anything, right? Let's see. Elizabeth, I don't work on Sundays typically. I also want to have a few buffer days just in case, because I may or may not be traveling one day a couple of hours away to see an aunt of mine in Connecticut. Very cool. Do you have an approximate date for that? So you can kind of get it in the calendar somewhere in there. All right, guys. The commitment statement. I've actually included this right in the template. That way, every time you pick up the template, it's right there to remind you that you will I will make myself a priority and follow through and give myself the time I need to make progress on the projects that matter to me. And carry this mantra with you, because it's so easy to give away our time. We often do it because we love the people that are in our lives, but we have to realize that we also have to leave something for us. Otherwise, it's not going to add up to getting the things done that we need to do. And we don't want resentment, feel resentment for others. So we have to kind of dance that line, right? Let's see, Rita. I took the days off from my blood lab and doctor follow-up and underlined a couple of weeks for baby time. And I also get the kids I babysit every Friday next month. Okay. Oh, now it's down to Fridays. Okay. Well, I guess that's better. That's a little bit of income and get some time back. Elizabeth, when you are suddenly given most of all of the time to do things, it is an adjustment, and it will take time to get into a routine and adjust to not having the old routine. Yeah, and it's mostly the shift of the getting out of your head, because your brain keeps saying, oh, it's this time, I should be doing this, and then you're like, no, and you spend this little bit of time fighting with yourself, right? Elizabeth, I experienced that this year since I got laid off from my first full-time job at the end of January. Yeah, and you shifted. It took a bit to get back there, right? Like first you're kind of been on the high, and then it kind of, right? Like it's, and you got to create that what you need it to be for you to work, right? Okay, guys. We are going to enter the special world. We're going to go on to page 2, which is this one here. I know there's 2 pages of that because we have 6 goals, so we need a little bit of space to do that. All right, so we're going to start off with stage 2, the goals. We're going to use that first section on the left, the I must statements. And we're going to use our goals pyramid. Let's see, Rita, routine shifts can be a big adjustment, that's for sure. For me, it's lack of energy and I'm napping more. Yeah, and there's also changes in your body and stuff that come over time that you have to respond to. And often we don't respond the way our bodies would like us to. Because our heads are too busy saying, well, no, no, you still have to do this and this and this and this. Well, that's great, but I have energy that is not there right now. What can we find a compromise, please? All right. 6 goals. Yes. Ah. Well, I look at it as it sounds like a lot, but the reality is often there's things we want to do for our business, but then there's also things we want to do for ourselves, and there's things that we kind of maybe want to do with our family. So they kind of have different feels. But we also want to make room for them, and we want to acknowledge them, because if we know how much time we want to give to them, then we'll be able to actually control that a little bit, right? Elizabeth, I dissociated after I got laid off that Monday through the rest of that week. I spent that Monday to Wednesday crying a lot. Oh yeah, because you didn't know it was coming. That was out of the blue and a shock. I mean, you're thinking ahead to, okay, how do I fit the parts of my life I want to be doing with this job? And that you did that for how many years, right? I can say that I am doing better now. Oh yeah, hugs definitely. Left for 5 minutes, back now. Okay. All right, guys. So we have 6 goals total, 6 areas that will take you closer to your dream life. Name each goal area. You will find 6 slots on the next 2 pages of the template for this. I have currently my areas that I have are health, writing, developmental editing, YouTube, social media, and creative income. Those are my 6 right now. Creative income is stuff that is so far semi-undefined, because I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like. I just sort of know that I want to sort of start creating some things that I can put out there into the world to help others. Health, well, that's an easy one. That is my priority one. That's my big, big goal. My 2 mediums are writing and developmental editing, which as I write and take the development editing course and see what comes next, I'm doing the advanced course right now. That finishes next week. And then what will the next steps be? Now I have to take a breath from that and see, what do I complement that with? Do I need to complement anything? Do I just jump in and take my first client and see how that goes? I mean, I have to see what I want to do next. Do I maybe create a website? Do I have to see? All right, I have to kind of create that next piece of the plan. I got myself up to this point. Then YouTube and social media kind of are together, but not. And then, like I said, creative income. So I've got my 1 big one, 2 mediums, and my 3 small ones, with of course the 6 being the tiniest one. It's one I've barely done, but I have at least started it. So that's a step in the right direction. Rita, since I moved my journaling and card draws for the day, along with HP90 setting up, etc., into the health goal, I have less recurring tasks, so my goals look better for task blocks. Oh, I like that. That's good. Yes, and it's more clear, right? Elizabeth, my big goal is to finish the development edits reread of my first novel. Let's see, a medium goal is to get organized and find a system for staying organized. That's good. Hey, Triple C, just finished editing for the day, so listening in. Sweet. Okay, guys, let's take just a couple quick minutes here and just write the broad names of your categories if you haven't already done so. Let's see. There it is. How did that go? Let's see. Lori, I printed off the monthly epic story sheets. I can't seem to find the weekly. The weekly is under the weekly one for tomorrow. So they'll have to go under a different, under that description for that one. I keep them all separate. It works. Okay, guys. I must statements. This is your goal. You have your 1 to 6 goal areas for the month, and the statement works as I must, what your goal is. Otherwise, what's at stake? You can put a penalty in if you work better that way. You can twist it around. You can put a positive in there as well if you're more reward based, motivated, I should say. So you can say, I must finish the first draft of my novel by May 31st. If I do, I get new pace tech or whatever works for you, right? Otherwise, or you can do it as negative. Otherwise, I don't get to go the movies that weekend or whatever it is, right? Whatever you can kind of think of to kind of whatever way you motivate better, right? So one example here is I must make healthy choices, otherwise I won't have the energy and focus to accomplish my other goals. And ever since I wrote those words, I think of my health goal in a very different way, because I realize that every decision I make, from how much I move, how much what I eat, how much I eat, the kinds of foods I eat, whether or not I plan, all these things are making it for how do I meet the rest of the world? What energy do I have? What focus do I have or lack of? And it's really helping me to really see how when I have a plan in place, when I actually eat healthier foods, not salty and greasy, even though they taste good, that I end up having the energy to give to the things that really matter to me. So I don't know if we'll get through all 3, but or all 6, I should say. But let's take and write up our I must statements, and we'll go for 2 minutes. Then we'll jump to the next thing. You may have to go back and continue this part, but we want to make sure that everybody has time to experience the entire system. Let's see, and go. Okay, I got two. So keep them in mind as we go forward. The actual statement is we can get in there after. Let's see. Another medium goal is to find a way to treat what I think is a nerve problem from what I hit the back of my head in February. Oh, yeah, that could easily be. I'm nerves are like long-term heal. See what your doctor says. I don't know if there's any shortcuts on that one. My daughter has a nerve damage in her arm, and it's been years. I think it's finally getting better, but it took forever. Elizabeth, I must get organized, otherwise I will aggravate my dust mite allergy, and it will cause more mind clutter, and I need to respect myself because I deserve to get respect from myself. Beautifully said. I love that. Lori, I must finish the first draft of my current work in progress by May 31st, or I will risk not getting it published by the end of July, early August. Ooh, beautifully stated. All right, guys, we're going to go into stage 3, the map, and we're going to use that middle left section. Let's see, I must submit 3 chapters of a published novel for a contest due May 13th. Oh, very cool. I love that. Can you share the contest? If you want to, you don't have to. Let's see. So, checking the map. This is literally just saying where we are, where we are starting from. What have you accomplished so far? We're looking for this, just a little, this is our gold stars, right? This is seeing what we've gotten done, where we're at, seeing where we're stepping, what stone we're stepping on at the moment in our journey. What projects have you tried? And what have you learned this month about yourself and your process? And to me, that is the most important thing, because you may have been doing something and you may have been trying something new or trying to keep doing the same things that haven't worked. And take a moment just to really think about what that process is and what pieces of it are working for you and which ones are not, because that's going to give you some information so that you can actually move forward with a clearer idea and make little changes instead of throwing out everything and then possibly throwing out something that might be working for you. Because sometimes A and B works, but C and D don't. So why would you get rid of A and B? They work, right? So we want to make sure that we're always shifting and just making those little changes to get better, right? Elizabeth, the neurologist doesn't think I have a nerve problem, but I don't think he's correct, since why else did I start having tingling and pins and needles pain after I hit the back of my head? Yeah, for sure. What does he think it is? I guess would be the question. Let's see, Lori. The contest is part of the Falling in Love New England Conference in Massachusetts in October. Oh, cool. Well, something even better to look forward to. Elizabeth, I saw this neurologist in March. I think I'm going to talk to the physical therapist about this on Monday and then schedule an appointment with my doctor if I need to. That's perfect. I love that strategy. All right, guys, let's take a little moment to see where we've been and just take a quick little hit at each one to see where we're standing right now in terms of each one of these goals, and go. Still no core. Hmm. Okay. For my health goal, I went uh, from the end of March and inconsistently walking like 3K or less, which was beginning to depress me, to be quite honest. So I'm generally getting at least 4K steps in a day. So much, much better. Room for improvement, but still much better. Q2, I kind of did compromise with myself and I completed it far enough that I had the data that I needed. But I never ended up going back and filling out the weekly sheets or the Kanban board. I will consider that a partial win. I did want to do the sheets, but I think I have enough that from how I broke down the projects, I think I'm okay. I can work with that and proceed. In terms of writing, the 90-91 challenge has had me consistently writing every single day. I love the outline. It's giving me the ability to take the time that I've never really allowed myself. I've always tried to whip the outline out in like a day or two and then wonder why it doesn't work because I didn't even review it for that matter. So this time around, I'm giving myself that time. I gave myself April to really sit down and work through the story and now I have a solid plot that is not internal. There are internal elements, but they're truly the internal elements. They're the character's growth, right? Which is what I've always written before, and I didn't leave room for the external stuff that needed to be happening. Let's see. The neurologist said I strained my neck, which means I pulled the muscle in my neck, but I don't think the pins and needles pain and tingling through my is a pulled neck muscle, unless something is pressing on the nerve. That could be happening. I have written over 56,000 words on this developmental draft of my novel, and I have gotten into a good flow and routine. Nice. I learned that when I have a lot of time to write, I am able to be consistent with writing, and I'm less of a binge writer than I thought I was. I am a binge writer when I don't have a lot of time to write. Oh, interesting. Now there's your process, right? Doing something that was probably just outside of your comfort zone that you were forcing yourself to do, right? Let's see. For my writing goal, I have finished revisions with feedback from chapter 1 to 16, and I have 2 more to finish, then print and find the next step to self-publish. Beautiful. Rita, I also need to start the planning for the second quarter. At least I have ideas and noodles. Ooh, love that. I can picture the noodles. I know I have a pulled neck muscle, but I think something else happened when I hit my head in February and got a concussion and pulled neck muscle. Yeah, and you could literally, something could just be pressing on that nerve, and that can create so many problems, right? All right, guys. So I want you to be honest, and did you take any detours? Get off on any tangents? Stop doing things that work for you? It's so easy to do. Don't beat yourself up. Just note these things so you're aware of them. So as you're going on with the further ones, make sure you get that down there. Lori, I accomplished fleshing out my outline, a very detailed one, and wrote more of my work in progress this week, which has alleviated some of my anxiety. Well, that's good. Elizabeth, working a regular full-time job causes me to have a lot more executive dysfunction. Yeah, because you have other things you want to do and so little time to do it, right? Let's see. Our next section is the journey, stage 4. We're going to use that next piece of the puzzle next to the map. And for this one, we are going to figure out how we are going to get there. What do you hope to accomplish in the next 4 to 5 weeks? What projects will move you forward? What portion do you think you can accomplish in the following weeks? How will you support this goal? What strategies will you implement? Let's see, I guess the pulled neck muscle could be pressed on a nerve. That is a possibility. April has been so productive for me. I love hearing that. Okay, guys. My stress levels have been much better since. Oh yeah, you had to process that. You had to work through that. You had to work through all the feelings that came with that. Yeah, it took a bit, right? Okay, guys, let's get our 2-minute timer up and let's figure out what we want to accomplish in the next 31 days. and what that could look like, what projects, what strategies you want to use, what amount you want to get done, and go. Okay. So I remember to add in this time, because I think the last time when I did this, I don't think we'd actually come to a conclusion. I think I was starting to lean into the idea, but I hadn't actually stated it. And I think that made the difference, that the planning is part of the health goal. It makes a difference. It makes a difference on how we feel. It makes a difference on how we function. So I'm getting it in there. So I know that I have to leave room for it, but also be happy as it's part of the plan, right? Let's see. I want to finish the developmental draft of my first novel before midnight on June 1st. I also want to get organized and stay organized. I want an organized routine. That is awesome, but leave yourself a room for a little bit of chaos. If it's too rigid and things go sideways, that could lead to a different kind of problem, right? So organized, but with a little bit of flexible time built right into the plan. My daughter, when she was in high school, that's what they had. They had a flex day that they would put in there, and it was really a good idea and really amazing for a lot of the kids, and I think it helped them. I think that really makes a difference in the overall plan when you know that you have that little extra time that you can work on something that maybe you didn't get finished, and you have that window, right? So put a little flex inside your plan. Guys, whoops, come over here. Stage 5, the wonders. These are all the boxes we want to be able to check by the end of May. Lori, I want to be up by 8 a.m. and get out walking every day, which should motivate me to write and give me more energy to accomplish tasks and get to feel better overall. Perfect. Love it. All right, guys, we're going to use that last column there, the wonders. And this one is, how will this move you closer to your goals and next steps? We want to bridge that nice little gap there, right? Okay, Elizabeth, what I mean by an organized routine is a routine for getting organized and staying organized consistently, as in dealing with method. Oh, I see. So you want to, so this is sort of a declutter plan and a have everything have its place plan, right? Okay, destinations, scrapbook of your journey. These are all the things you're going to have mental images of at the end, holding your complete first draft. sitting down to do your first read through. How will this move you closer to your goals and next steps? What steps need to be completed to be able to move forward to the next set of steps, hopefully for June? And what will have changed? What will have changed in you? What will have changed in your environment? What will have changed in your processes? Let's take some time to think about that. And go. Okay. Hey, Melissa, hello. Popping on my way to bed to boop the like button. I hope you have amazing dreams, son. Lori, is this on the sheet? Because I don't seem to have it. I have 2 of the monthly sheets which are identical. It's a four-page template. It says the wonders. Does it say that? You're looking for this piece here, right? I renamed it the destination just for the idea, but I can put the wonders and then put destination underneath if that's easier. Let's see. Your itinerary. We are going to dive on into that back page. Oops, which is this one here. Let me download the template you have here, and 2 pages are done. Yeah, that's right. And the wonders the last column. I have it. Okay. No, that's okay. Yeah, I didn't realize. I should have just called it destination and made it not the same thing, right? The same feel. Okay, we're going to move on to our itinerary. And then just added destination on the template. Okay. I actually feel like I may change it to destination because that just, I don't know, something about that feels better. Closer to the heart, right? Okay, guys, we are going to use our itinerary and lay out the next 4 weeks. Okay, start with the destination in mind and work backward from what you have to, what you want to have accomplished by the last day of the month, and break down the steps you need to take and how much you can accomplish per week. So we're going to literally start with week 5. That way we can define where it is we want to be by those last days. and then break it down and figure out how to get back to that starting on April 29th. So you're going to start here. Like example here, I have edit outline. So in order to accomplish that, in order to be able to edit the outline, I need to have an outline that is finished. So I have to make sure I have it written. So I'm going to have Act 3 written on week 4, 2B written in week 3. I'm going to get 2A done in week 2 and Act 1 in week 1. And that way I have a full outline that I can then edit on that 5th week. All right, guys, so let's take a moment and we'll use our, oops, 2 pieces here, driving myself crazy. There, that's what I want. See how we can get ourselves set up for a month that'll be stress-free, which will space out everything. Now, keep in mind, if you are taking a week off for some reason, and that's one of your major conflicts, don't schedule a lot that week. Maybe don't schedule anything that week, depending on how you want to handle it. Okay, guys, let's get our 2 weeks going, our 2-minute timer going, and begin. What's the 5? This one. Okay. How did you do? Oops. My whiteout is going to get empty soon. How did you guys do? I only got to move through my health goal on that one because it took me a bit to do the math. I want to basically be up to 5K consistently each day by the end of the month. So I figure, okay, that means by the final week, I should be getting 35K in. I'm doing it as a weekly goal because that way when there's a day that I'm a little bit shy, I don't have to try to torture myself to get the extra steps. I can kind of work it around. So I can have days where I'm a little more busy at my desk and make that up the days that I am less busy at my desk and able to get more steps. So I'm just giving a nice weekly goal. So I got to start right now. I'm figuring about 4K consistently. So I'm going to start at 28K for next week. And then I'm going to get a little bit more and more throughout the month. 30K, 31.5K, 33K, and then finally get to that 35. Let's see, I am aiming to write 1 or 2 chapters a day each month in May. You've got this. Oh, yeah. I'm going to continue with the 90-91 challenge. So that one will be easy. And that is 90 minutes daily. So I'm already almost to one third of the way through the challenge. So that's very cool. And that will keep me going with the one project, and Project Ballad is going to get written. Let's see. Okay, if my plans work, I will need to write 6 chapters a week to finish by May 31st. This has really pushed it, but I do have much more time on my hands. I would love to write 50K in May. If I write 1 chapter a day around, I'm going to say 5K, should be able to write finish draft 1. Fingers crossed. You've got this, son. You've got this. You can do it. And you have the time. You have the time, right? All right, guys. So enjoy the journey. Everything you do, try to bring some joy into it, bring some fun into it, and make sure that, yeah, you're working hard, but you're working for you, and you're doing the things that hopefully bring you joy and you're passionate about. Yeah, we know what our ordinary world looks like. We know the things that we have to make time for and get done. But we also know there's a part of ourselves that deserve our attention and the projects that go with that, whether it be our health, our writing, our side businesses, whatever creative nature they have. We want to make sure that we're being there for ourselves, right? So complete your plan, repeat the steps until you've figured out what each goal looks like for the month. Going forward, use this plan to define each week and adjust as needed. And most of all, take time to enjoy the journey. So yeah, you guys hit the replay and go back to those steps, the must statements and just kind of work through and just put a timer on for yourselves, whatever works, and just fill out the rest of your plan. Take a moment to refresh your beverage and get comfortable. And then once you have the plan, you can put it into your planner. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys tomorrow for our writing sprints at 4 p.m. Eastern and on our Plan With Me weekly at 7 p.m. So I look forward to seeing you then. And we're gonna hit May and make it awesome. Thank you guys for hanging with me. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thank you.